I've watched over 100 hours of Alex Hormozi's content, and in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the 3 biggest lessons that I learned from him that completely changed the way that I view business. So if you're someone like me who's starting off as an entrepreneur and you don't know where to start, this video is for you. Okay, so just to give you guys a quick context of who I am, I have my PhD in computer science, and it took me 7 months to find my first job as an AI engineer working at the University of Hawaii. And that was pretty eye-opening to me because it took me over 7 months to land my first job, where I thought as getting a PhD in computer science, getting a job would be pretty easy. So I started my journey of becoming an entrepreneur, not because I hate my job, but because I just want to be in control of my life. And I don't want to find myself in the same position where I'm waiting for someone to give me a job and I can just make money myself. So I started learning about being an entrepreneur. There's a ton of information available and everyone's trying to sell you their path to success. And here comes the first lesson. And that first lesson is focus. So if you ever tried to start a business and you found yourself looking at 10 different business ideas, this tip is for you. So when I first started, I tried a bunch of different ideas. I tried to make software for social media, I tried to make software for healthcare, and I tried to do affiliate marketing, and I tried to do business to business. I started trying to go into each one of these things, but none of them really stick. And that's when one of my friends at the gym said to me, "You're just having the shiny object syndrome." And that's when it clicked with me. So I went home, I searched up what is shiny object syndrome, and it's basically when a new entrepreneur tries a bunch of different ideas and never really commits to one of them. And that's when Alex Hormozi's words started to make sense to me. And this is one of the quotes that he says: "It's never been easier to be successful, but it's also never been to be distracted." And that was me. I tried to go into each one of these areas. I quickly found out that after doing a lot of research, I wasn't actually building anything. And the truth is, success doesn't really come from doing a lot of things. It comes from sticking to one thing and doing that one thing really well. So the biggest takeaway from Alex Hormozi in this tip is pick a lane, stick with it, and go deep and not wide. Okay, so say that you picked an idea, you're locked in, you're focused, but the next challenge is sticking to one aspect of that one thing. And let me give you an example of what explains that. So in computer science, when you're building out a software, there's something called feature creep. And in feature creep, it's basically when you're adding too many features within your software application and it starts to get bloated and clunky. And then it starts to get difficult for people to use. And this is similar to some of the software products that I've worked in the past. Some of them were just really great products, but then it started getting to a point where you could do the same thing in many different ways. And when you're using the product, it becomes challenging or not intuitive to complete one task. Okay, so let's compare that to something like Google. So Google has one input box where you can just search for what you want to search for. And that was one of the reasons why Google was so successful. Back in the day, Google wasn't the only search engine in the world. There was Yahoo, there was Bing, there was all these different search engines. The one thing that Google excelled at was creating an intuitive and simple interface that people knew how to use. And Alex Hormozi says the same thing. If you're gonna make a sandwich restaurant, you better make the damn best sandwich in the world, and that's how you get the customers. So don't add sushi, don't add tacos to your menu because it's just bloating your menu. And that's how I change how I work with projects. It's not about working on a ton of different things, it's about refining and perfecting what you're working on. So the second biggest takeaway in this is within your business, you pick one thing that you work on and be exceptional at making that one thing work. Okay, so this last one is gonna be the hardest, and it's a battle that happens within your own head, and that is just doing it. So coming from academia, I was trained to plan everything. You do the research, you understand the variables, and then you plan everything before you start acting. But here's the problem. The planning starts becoming procrastination. And then you feel productive because you think you're preparing, but you're not actually doing the work. And I had to face that myself. Because in business, you don't learn by planning, you learn by executing. And even though this is my 5th or 6th YouTube video, in the first YouTube video, you can see how much I improved over time. One of the things that Mr. Beast said was your first 10 videos is not gonna get a ton of views. Nobody's gonna watch them, so just post it. And every video that you post, you make something better at it. Because every video that you can make is one step closer to mastery. And that's one of the biggest things that Alex Hormozi taught, is to focus on your skills and getting better over time. So when I started planning for creating YouTube videos, I was watching all of these different YouTube videos on how to make a good script, how to do editing, how to do this, how to do that. But I actually have my own unique style on how I prepare for YouTube videos. And none of these other YouTubers have the same approach as me. So what I do is that I'll go to Google Doc, I'll turn on the dictation tool, and I'll just start talking. And then I'll get all my points laid on the Google Doc, and I'll bring it onto ChatGPT, and I'll ask it to organize all my thoughts and put it in a YouTube script that's easy to understand. And that lets me get my ideas out faster without overthinking everything. So the final takeaway in this is don't think your way to success, build your way there. And speaking of doing it, I've actually been working on an AI app that grew out of my personal life, and it's called Baby Whispers. So my fiance and I found out that we're having a baby, and every night for the past few months, we've been logging on to ChatGPT, asking it to generate a story for us so we can read it to our unborn child. And it became this beautiful bonding ritual. And the reason why we're doing this is because there's actually research that shows that reading to your child while they are in the womb helps develop their language region within their brain. And my mom, who's a licensed psychologist, also says that having stress-free environment is really helpful for helping the baby develop and grow. So I thought, why not turn this into something that helps other parents as well? And that's how Baby Whispers was born. So if you guys are interested and you want to check out the app, I'll leave a link down below in the description. It's called BabyWhispers.app. So to wrap things all up, here are the 3 biggest takeaways from this video of watching 100 hours of Alex Hormozi's content, which is to 1, focus on one thing. Don't just chase all the shiny objects out there. 2, perfect that aspect of that one thing, avoid the feature creep. And 3 is to stop overthinking and start doing it. You know, and this video isn't just me trying to teach you guys, it's also a reminder to myself to focus on these tips and these takeaways and keep going. Because success doesn't come from thinking more, it comes from doing more. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys.